Alright, what's good YouTube? It's your boy Doug. Welcome back to the channel Fresh Produce, where we supply your daily dose of culture, music, tech, fashion, and of course, sneakers. Today we got a review of one of my favorite kicks of all time, a grail for me, the Jordan 4 Black Cement. Dougie, Dougie, Alright man, so getting into the review, this is definitely one of my favorite kicks of all time. Picked these up from Flight Club. Resale, of course, they hit your boy over the head with some prices, but you know I had to do it. This is definitely a shoe that I've always wanted, and I never was able to get, man. This is not my first pair of fours, but this is the first time I was actually able to get the black cements. So for me, I had to do it, had to cop it. Jordan 4 is definitely one of my favorite silhouettes. Hands down, like this is just a beautiful shoe. Even though this was made in '89, I mean, look at it. It's a silhouette that never gets old, man. So when I saw that they were re-releasing these in the OG form with the Nike on the back, I absolutely had to, couldn't pass it up. I think this is a shoe that you could rock pretty much anytime, man, with a plethora of different options, outfits. It's just a great shoe. So for me, this was one that I had to pick up. So just looking at the shoe, we have a nubuck upper, so it's not the leather that most of the fours come with. It's actually a nice nubuck material. And this is actually really nice nubuck, or I don't know if it's Durabuck, nubuck, I'm not sure what Nike uses these days, but I'm pretty sure it's Durabuck probably. But it's really nice up here. It's nice to the touch. This material, actually, I'm surprised at how well it kind of forms and fits together. It's not super loose, not super soft, but it is soft to the touch, and it's very comfortable on foot. It's not anything that's super stiff like some of the leathers that they were using on some of these. Some of the retros from a few years ago were super stiff with the leather. So this is definitely a lot better, a lot more comfortable than that. But at the same time, it still looks good, man. So it's a nice nubuck upper. You of course have the black netting. Unlike the last retro of these, it's actually not attached to the shoe underneath it, so it actually moves pretty freely. Nice, should be easy to clean, and it's more closer to the actual OGs, which is nice. Something that I also figured out too, they actually switched the pattern of the netting from the last ones as well. For a while with the retros, they were actually just straight up and down, but as you can see here, it actually follows like the pattern of, or I'm sorry, the direction of the wings. So that's actually pretty dope that they brought that back as well. You can see the wing down here as well. Also has the two little notches on the side, which is close to the OGs. When they brought that back, they took those off of the last ones as well. Other than that, you got your gray interior lining. This is actually pretty padded, not as padded as they were on the last couple retros, but still padded, still very comfortable on foot, which is nice. You got your red interior on the tongue with the Air Jordan upside down, of course. Now, I actually like, so the 3s tongues, and then, you know, the 5s as well, they're actually like super padded, and I really like that feel. Although most of the 4s don't have that, but I kind of wish it was a little bit more padded. I know that's not how they come, but that's just me personally. Like, I think I would like it a little bit more if it had more padding on the inside, but still beautiful shoe nonetheless. You got your Jumpman Flight logo on the tongue, so you got the Jordan with the Flight under it. Just beautiful, man. Now, moving around the back, you got your, of course, the Nike Air logo has returned on the back, which is definitely dope. I think this is, it just looks better than the Jordan logo on the back. I don't even know what it is, but I mean, it's really not that big of a deal when you think about it, but for some reason, just that Nike Air on the back is beautiful. What kind of threw me off, though, about this, to be absolutely honest with you, it looks a little off-centered. I know it's actually perfectly centered as far as the Air and the Nike sign, but just the way that Nike's logo is, this Nike is just a little bit off-center, and it kind of makes the whole thing look off-center, even though it's not. So that's just one little weird, I guess, nitpick. I guess you could say. But I'm thankful to have that back on the back, man. Beautiful. On the back, you have the rubber wing as well right here. It's actually pretty soft. When I wear these, I can kind of feel it, but it's not uncomfortable or anything. It's not anything that's like jamming into your Achilles, your ankle back there in the back, but you can feel it, but it is pretty soft to the touch, so it's not anything crazy. The wings here are also a rubber, polyurethane, plastic, whatever it is that they use. Not rubber, it's a plastic, but they're a little softer than I was expecting as well, so that's nice also. So overall, just a very comfortable shoe to wear. Just looks good, man. It's just a classic shoe. Like any sneakerhead, you gotta have one of these in your collection. I feel like the bread colorway on pretty much all of these early Jordans, can't go wrong with it, man. It's Mike at its fullest. The Nike also returns on the bottom down here, so instead of that Jordan sign that was down here, which is kind of weird because I don't know why they went with the small Jordan Jumpman logo instead of like the Jordan that's on the threes, but for some reason they were going with that on the bottom of these. But I think this Nike logo looks way better. I just feel like that Jumpman logo just seemed like it was like kind of out of place or something. Like it was like small, it just didn't look right in there. But that Nike logo, that's what we need, man. Other than that, it's not too much going on with the shoe. You got your stars up here at the front, of course, outlined in red with the gray and white midsole, exposed air unit on the back. Now these are still the same tech that they pretty much came out with 34 years ago. You have your air unit in the back exposed, and you also have another encapsulated air unit in the front. The insole on these is actually super comfortable for an older shoe. Of course, it's not going to be anything like Boost or like the newer sneakers that they have now, which are super comfortable. And that's a whole other subject, but these are pretty comfortable for a Jordan Retro. I've worn these one time, just like to Target. Walked around in them for about 45 minutes, an hour, but these are pretty comfortable to walk around in. Didn't have any issues. It's more comfortable than like the Jordan 1s for the most part when you first break them out of the box. So this is actually a pretty comfortable shoe to me, and I like it, man. I just love this shoe. So I know this actually came out, a couple months ago at this point, so I'm a little bit late to the party. I got these about, a week or two ago, and it took me a little bit of time to get around to doing this review, but I had to do it, man, because I love this shoe. And I was late to the party, but I had to get them, slept on them when they first came out, but had to pick them up, man. So all in all, this is one of my favorite models of Jordans. I think Jordan 4 would definitely be in my top 3 models. Just the cut of it, just the look of it. It's actually funny because Noel does not like these at all, but I love these, man. This is my favorite, or one of my favorite models. Mine kind of switched depending on the day. I just love Jordans, but this is definitely top 3 at any point in time in my top 3 Jordans. We'll do a quick 360 so you can see what's going on here. And this thing is just beautiful, man. It's crazy, like sneakers to me are kind of like a work of art, man. It's like it's a piece of art that you can walk around with and that you can interact with, and I think that's what makes people love sneakers so much. It's just that, to me, like this is just the choice of materials, the design elements, how it all fits together and fits on your shoe. It's a piece of art, man, and it's something that I love, and I know millions of people love it as well, and that's kind of why we have this community. It goes beyond just this being, a collection of leather or materials or whatever it is. This is like a piece of art, man. And it's, of course, it was worn. It symbolizes, one of the greatest players to ever play basketball. Anybody who loves basketball, you can't not love Mike, man. And these have a piece. Each one of these has a piece of history. This one right here was, early in his career, before he went bald. My boy still had a little bit of hairline left. And these shoes, man, they symbolize a lot, man. He did a lot of things in the Jordan 4. And this colorway, man, it's just a classic. So the Jordan 4 is slated to have a pretty big year coming up, man. You have the What the 4s releasing pretty soon. That's a mashup of all 4 classic colorways: the military blues, white cement, black cement, and the fire reds, I believe. So that's going to be a pretty dope shoe, man. I actually didn't like it at first, but I saw a couple of early looks, and they actually look pretty good, man. The leather on those things looks crazy. So I think that's going to be a pretty good release as well. And then this year, you got a couple other releases, like the Court Purples, I think, are coming out. The Classic Green. So they have a couple other ones that are coming out this year, too, that should be pretty fire. Again, man, this shoe here, this model, this silhouette, you kind of can't go wrong with it. You really got to try to mess these up. Oh, you got the winterized. Actually, those are pretty dope. The winterized 4s that are coming out in a few weeks, might have to scoop those up too, man. It's like a navy blue with a nice fleece on the inside. Those are pretty nice. They kind of look like the Encores, the M&M 4s. So a couple of those I'm gonna have to definitely look at and think about picking up. But it's a big year coming up for the 4s. So leave a comment, like, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think about the Jordan 4 down below. I know a lot of you guys have it. Is it comfortable? Do you like it? How's it on foot? How's it holding up? If you don't have it, do you eventually plan on picking it up? I know those resale prices are smacking people on top of their head right now, but it's a certified ball buster, but sometimes you gotta do it, bro. So let me know what y'all think down below. Like, subscribe, share, of course, and be sure to look for more videos coming soon. We got a lot more content coming your way, man, so keep it locked. We'll be back soon. Peace.